and we'll get rolling, okay?
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, here we go.
It's time to check out your neighbors on the Good Neighbor Podcast, where we bring good vibes, great neighbors, and local businesses in Southwest Florida together. Here's your host, Cabo Jim Schaller.
Welcome, good neighbors, to episode number 254 of the Good Neighbor Podcast. Today we have good neighbor Puja Romero from CrossCountry Mortgage and the Wellmax Mortgage team. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, always a pleasure to get to know people and share their story with our listeners. So without further ado, let's jump right in, and why don't you share a little bit first about what you do?
Okay, sure. So I'm a residential loan officer with CrossCountry Mortgage as part of the Maxwell Mortgage team. We do all types of loan financing. We have a product for everyone out there. We always like to say there's no one we can't help. If you're not ready to buy at this current moment, we'll coach you, we'll guide you, we'll get you ready for homeownership.
And that's the important part, right? When you're ready, you're ready.
Of course.
Let's back up your story a little bit. How did you get involved in this industry to start with?
So I actually was in the banking industry for over 20 years. I got involved in banking when I was 25 because I had two little children. I never ever thought I would have a career in banking, but I was looking for something that would be good hours, weekends, holidays off, as I was a young mom and just wanted to have that time with my family. So that's how I got started in the industry. And I worked in the retail side of banking for a very long time. And I got into loans in the banking industry about 8 years ago. And I've been a loan officer for 3.5 years. And I decided I wanted more growth. So that's why I came over to the mortgage company.
Interesting. And it's kind of funny. It's my mother started the same way, but she didn't go into the mortgage. She just did loans at the bank. So very interesting.
Yeah. It's funny how life will just take you in a different direction you don't even expect.
Exactly. Right. But you follow it and you find your place, and here you are today.
Yeah.
So we've all had some type of challenge along our journey, whether it's personally or professionally, to get where we are today. Is there something that happened along your journey that maybe we can look back at now and say, you know what, I'm in a better place now because of it, and I made it through it?
I would say not really with like work, but I actually fought colon cancer last year and I survived that. So I think that has really changed my perspective on things, with life in general, health, work, family, everything all around. When you go through something like that, it really makes you pay attention to what you have, where you're at, what's important, what's worth it. And all around, I think it makes you just a better person, to see the other side of that.
Absolutely. It opens up your perspective, but congratulations on surviving and working through that.
Thank you.
Are there any maybe myths or misconceptions surrounding the mortgage industry that we can maybe clear up for listeners today?
Yeah. So one of the biggest concessions is credit score. Everyone thinks you have to have a perfect credit score, in the mid to high 700s, 800s to buy a home. That is not true. We can help you in the 500s, preferably the higher 500s is where you need to be, 580. But if you are below that, we look at your credit reports, not like, oh, this is what your credit score, sorry, we can't help you. We look at that credit report, we look at what is causing that lower credit score, and we work with you to fix it, to make those changes, to get you to where you want to be. And then also the down payment. A lot of people think you have to have 20% down to put on a home when you're purchasing. You can have as little as 3% down, 3.5% down for FHA, 5% for conventional. So 3% is for anyone who's never owned a home before. We can actually do a regular conventional mortgage at 3% down if you've never owned a home before. If you have owned a home prior, then it's 5%. But FHA is 3.5% down, and you cannot, a lot of people think you can only have one FHA loan in your lifetime. That's not the case. You can have, if you've already paid off an FHA loan, you can have another FHA loan. So, and then.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's it. The credit and the down payment, I would say, are the biggest factors that are misinterpreted.
So a lot has changed in the industry as of late, but do you notice anything trending?
As for like the market,
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
well, the market, it's definitely a tougher time out there, but I feel like we're still in a good market. The rates are fluctuating daily. The house prices are starting to come down a little bit. I know people are hoping they'll come down a little bit more, but who knows? We all wish we could predict the future. I'd be a millionaire by now if I could, we've been through, but I would just say, the rates, hopefully will start to come down a little bit. That's what everyone's hoping for, but we're still in a fair market.
It's and everything's always very volatile. So it's up and it's down and it has its
And
swings. So
if you look at real estate over like the past 30 years, we had that huge crash in like 2008, 2009. It's always going to be up and down. It's never that steady road. You always have your good times and your low times. And the past few years have been a little bit harder, but, we're hoping for a better future in the next couple of years.
absolutely. Absolutely. So are you from Southwest Florida originally?
I am. I was actually born in Fort Lauderdale, and then my parents moved over to Sanibel Island when I was 2. So I had the luxury of growing up on the island. And then
Wow.
we moved off island, I would say, in 1999, and I've been in Fort Myers ever since.
Wow. Lucky you. See, I was born in Wisconsin and I had to work my way down here. So
Yeah, I
you're-
know it's very rare, when you get someone who was born and raised here in Southwest Florida or in Florida in general. And I actually just met a financial advisor last week who is born in Florida as well.
wow. Very nice. Very nice.
Mhm.
So I know your job can be very demanding. What do you do when you get a moment of free time?
I spend time with my family. I have a big family and everyone's here. My husband, my 2 kids. My kids are still here, and my parents, my in-laws, our siblings. My sister does travel. And then we have our, group of friends that have become like family. So we just try to spend a lot of good time together, make those memories that last.
And that's the important thing, surrounding yourself with the right people.
Yes, absolutely. People don't realize how important that is, but the people you're around makes a big difference on your
Yeah.
life.
Especially nowadays, for sure.
Mhm.
So is there one thing you wish our listeners knew about what you do that maybe they wouldn't be too familiar with?
Yeah. So as a loan officer, we obviously want to do what's best for our client, but I take it more personal. It's important to me. It's not just about a transaction. You're not just another transaction to me. You're a person. Everyone has a goal to be a homeowner, whether you're buying your first home, something in your life changed that you need to go a different route, get another home. If you're downsizing, once people reach retirement, they usually want to downsize. And it's about helping a client get into the right home, the right loan product for them. I'm here with you every step of the way. I think it's such a big goal for everyone to own a home in life. And it really means a lot to me to guide you and be a part of that dream. And I keep in touch with my clients after the fact. After the loan's closed, I still follow up, check up on them, see if they need anything from me. It's more personal. It's not just a transaction.
That is, you're providing that customer service that's lacking so much nowadays, right? It's
Yes.
nice to see somebody do that.
Yes, absolutely.
So how would our listeners go about contacting you if they had questions or wanted to learn more?
Sure, they could reach me on my cell. That's the best way to get a hold of me. You can call me, text me, and my number is 239-849-6886. Or you can email me at puja@maxwellmortgageloans.com.
Very good. Any last words for our listeners today?
No, I just wish everyone the best. Don't wait too long to buy that home, because I know a lot of people are waiting on the rates to come down. But once rates come down, prices go up. Everyone's shopping. The market, it gets a little crazier. So if you're ready, call me. I'm happy to guide you every step of the way. And then remember, we can always refinance that rate once they come down. You're not stuck with it.
Very good. Very good. Puja, it's been a pleasure getting to know you. Thank you for being such a good neighbor, and we'll see you out in the community soon.
Thank you.
listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast, bringing together good vibes, great neighbors, local businesses in Southwest Florida. To nominate your favorite local business to be featured on the show, go to CaboWaboGym.com. That's CaboWaboGym.com or call 239-427-4100.
Very good. You done?